Despite Donna being a fan favourite, I honestly think we still somewhat take her for granted. I think it's a combination of her being somewhat of a last minute addition and some corners of the fandom struggling to look beyond the surface level elements of characters, so she's sometimes written off as just an annoying character with a lot of attitude, but once you look beyond that, you can see she's one of the most humble and compelling companions of the entire show, and plays a key part in the 10th Doctor's character journey. What makes his incarnation so compelling is his depth and flaws, but what makes me somewhat off-put by his version of the character is the fact that he's often surrounded by people who are a bit too in love with him to fully commit to their criticisms, and often results in enabling his terrible behaviour. Donna, on the other hand, is someone who really pulls no punches when it comes to calling out his issues, and does a lot to improve this version of the character and make him more likeable. And in contrast, I think she genuinely grows as a person thanks to her journeys with the Doctor. Obviously she starts off in a bit of a rocky note in The Runaway Bride, but you can already see the levels of depth hidden in that first episode, and watching her grow and become more likeable and compelling is a lot better than someone who starts off quite strong like Rose but gradually declines. I think what helps is that while she has a very unhealthy relationship with her mother, and it's a lot easier to see why she'd want to get away from her ordinary life, she never feels like she's above that. Mainly thanks to Wilfred, she never loses sight of her home life. Donna never loses sight of the little people because, to an extent, she has a degree of self-loathing which somewhat results in her lashing out as a defense mechanism, but we get to see her use that as an opportunity to be quite selfless and help others. She is the one who helps him to recognise Jenny as a person, or the fact that he somewhat overlooked the terrible treatment of the Ood and gave him a chance to go back and take stock of that situation and try and make things better for them. It's really great to see how much they really complement each other, not only from a dramatic standpoint, but also they're just really funny and endearing as a dynamic. It's pretty clear that this version of the Doctor did not need a love interest. He needed a very good friend, and thankfully Donna offers that. She also offers a degree of self-awareness in terms of Tennant saturation, which Russell can sometimes be a bit too keen to support, but it's through her voice that you can see him having a bit of common sense and pointing out in the 60th anniversary that although it's great to have this version of the character back, he is worn out somewhat, and the dangers of saturation, and being the one to basically take him in was ultimately a pretty satisfying way to wrap up Tennant's version of the character. I think the tough love Donna and her family are going to provide this incarnation are going to give him some genuine growth, because normal life isn't going to be easy for him, but I think that's why going with this family was really satisfying. And even when you look back at the Meta-Crisis Doctor, Ten somewhat belittles him as a evil, murderous creature that needs to be kept safe by Rose so he's not a danger to the universe, but Donna recognises the humanity in him and states that he's much better than that. It's mainly thanks to literally having her DNA. I honestly think she made the Meta-Crisis Doctor a lot more humble than the real 10th Doctor, which is why I'm so against the idea of retroactively turning him evil. Am I a little unsatisfied with how easily her mind wipe was resolved? Somewhat, but I'm content with it ultimately happening because it didn't undermine her character journey and where she is now. She has a life, she has a family, she has purpose on Earth, and it's even given Sylvia some much needed growth, so I'm very welcome with where Donna and the 10th/14th Doctor have ended up. Ultimately, Donna is the type of character who will scoff at an overwritten monologue and will show the true positivity in a character.